Alright guys, Dana White came on earlier this morning and said that he was going to announce the next 9 events for the UFC, and finally he didn't do it at midnight when I'm already asleep and in bed, and I'm going to try and do a live reaction for you all right here and right now as they announce the fights. Alright, so this isn't our typical Dana White live stream. As you can see, it is an actual 16-minute long video produced and uploaded on the UFC social channels. I'm going to try and scroll through this, see if there's anything new that we already don't know about. I'm already getting notifications rolling in on my phone right now. Yep, so there's that fight night. This one was one that was rumored. Aljamain Sterling versus Youssef Zalal, main event April 25th. Beneil Dariush removed from UFC 327 against Manuel Torres. He will now be in the co-main event of the May 2nd fight night in Perth, Australia. He's taking on Quillan Salkild. That is a massive opportunity for Quillan to break into the top 15. And of course, we know that that fight card is headlined by Jack Della Maddalena versus Carlos Prates, a pivotal clash in the welterweight division. Yep, there it is. That's what I was waiting for. The main event, UFC 328, Newark, New Jersey. It is on May 9th at the Prudential Center, and it is going to be Khamzat Chimaev making the first defense of his middleweight title, but it is not against Nassourdine Imavov. It is against Sean Strickland. What even are number one contenders anymore? They're literally non-existent. I feel so bad for Nassourdine Imavov. Also on this card, Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Costa. I called that one in matchmaking. Brady versus Buckley got moved to that card. Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov Part 2. The rematch that nobody wanted to see. And King Green is fighting Jeremy Stevens, so that's an interesting one there. But obviously that main event, Chimaev versus Strickland. Don't get me wrong, it's a huge fight. It's two of the biggest names in all of the UFC. The two biggest names in the middleweight division outside of Israel Adesanya. But what are we doing? Nassourdine Imavov has won 5 fights in a row. I don't understand it. That is now going to be already the 3rd time in the first 3 months of the year where a number one contender did not get a title shot. Arman Tsarukyan did not fight at UFC 324. Lerone Murphy or Movsar Evloev, either one of them didn't fight at UFC 325 against Volkanovski. Instead, it was Diego Lopez. And now we're not getting Nassourdine Imavov versus Khamzat Chimaev. This is ridiculous, man. It keeps getting worse and worse. It's unbelievable. 1 week after that, May 16th, back to the Apex we go. This is another fight that I called for and nailed a hammer on the head. It was Arnold Allen and Melquizael Costa, number 8 versus number 12, a fight night main event. Costa is one of the hottest fighters right now at 145. Arnold Allen needs a bounce back win. That's a very, very fun scrap. Here's the main event of UFC Macau in China on May 30th. It's China's own Song Yadong taking on Deiveson Figueiredo. That's number 5 versus number 7. Yadong coming in off of a loss to Sean O'Malley at UFC 324. And Figueiredo also coming off of a loss on the same card, and that was to Umar Nurmagomedov. That fight, that's no misses there. I'm not going to complain about that one whatsoever. Also on that card, we're going to see the 15th ranked Zhang Mingyan versus Alonzo Minifield. I think that's the co-main event of that fight card. And Sergey Pavlovich, the former interim title challenger, number 3 ranked heavyweight versus the 11th ranked Taliesin Teixeira. UFC Macau is kind of stacked. This is absolutely crazy. So Saturday, June 6th, another fight night main event. Belal Muhammad, the former champion, the number 4 ranked welterweight, taking on the 10th ranked Gabriel Bonfim. That one is also going to be at the Warehouse in the Desert in Las Vegas at the Meta Apex. That's a very fun scrap. Bonfim with a big opportunity, a big jump up. Belal looking to hold his top 5 spot before he skids too far down the rankings. I like that one. Alright, so that was all of them. I hope this was something that you guys enjoyed. This was literally me live reacting to the announcement. It wasn't me waiting until midnight, finding out the next morning when I wake up. Those are some massive, massive fight announcements, tons of main events, and of course the return of Khamzat Chimaev is the big one at the top of the bill over all of those other matchups. I want to get all of your thoughts, your early predictions, and everything in between on these matchups down in the comments below. And also be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm always trying to give my thoughts and opinions on all of the breaking news and fight announcements in the sport of mixed martial arts. I also break down and preview the biggest and best fights heading into each weekend, and I recap the most meaningful results in the aftermath. You can also join the community on social media at Verbal Spar MMA on X, Instagram, and TikTok, as well as like the Facebook page Verbal Sparring MMA, and you can follow on your favorite audio listening platforms such as Spotify and Apple, where every Monday and Friday podcast episodes release there. Have a great week, and I will see you all in the next video.